This room is spinning too fast for me now. Can't grab anything to keep control. They pumping through my brain. Old memories turn to lies. When will this nightmare turn to day? You won't go away. Life's ticking from the clock. My heart begins to slow. I just can't stop myself from falling down this rabbit hole. So I take your hand and push away what's real. Whoa, darling, off we go.
Hello all, welcome to Open the Door. It's a podcast about personal matters. What matters to you personally? I'm your host, Josh Myhall. So within this 15 to 30 minutes, we'll tug on your heartstrings a bit, try and connect with similar issues that you may be having in your life, and possibly turn that frown upside down. Disclaimer, I'm in no way a therapist of any kind, psychologist, nothing. I have no degree in that. But I believe we're all here, to help each other, and even though I respect the degrees that those in the mental health field have gained, I feel it will in no way undermine my need and skill to help others. Degree or not, just help. If you can, open the door of possibilities only if you can. I myself have not saved the world, unlike Superman, which is a comic book. It's a great story, and that's just for another podcast called Now That's a Good Read, which eventually I'll get to. Anyways, back to saving the world. One heart, one mind, and one soul at a time. Through words. Okay. The world's most powerful weapon is, it's not a blade, it's not a gun, not bullets. It's the spoken word. Battles have been won just by mere words. Hearts have been stopped and broken again by words. But let's not get all over the place. To the story for this particular episode. Subject line: saving yourself from yourself. Now, what does this mean? Saving yourself from yourself. Excuse me. In my opinion, it really means stopping yourself from failing at life. Suicide, quote unquote. Because the only way to fail at life is to quit, right? As long as you don't quit on life, you're not a quitter. Every failure is a stepping stone to something great, something fantastic. So just build on that. I mean, it is very tough. Every day is a battle, trust me. I know from experience, but don't let the failures of life get you down to the point where you give it all up. I've had those days. They suck. Also, another disclaimer. There might be some, not so much graphic words, but probably curse words or something. It's not so much that I love the curse, which, some people like to curse. It's fine. It's, I got a little cold. No, maybe allergies. There we go. Yeah, so, sorry. Lost the train of thought there. I'll curse sometimes. It's more, mostly be like, I'm so excited, or I'm so, enraged. It's just a use of the word. I don't mean anything by it. If I offend anybody, I apologize. Just how I am, click on the next podcast. You're free to do so. Okay, so, here we go. These are personal stuff that's happened to me. If it helps you, great. If it doesn't, it's just a story. So, at the end of the day, somebody sharing something else with you. So, I hope you enjoy it. Let's start. On numerous occasions, I've tried to commit suicide, whether it be pills, cutting myself. That's pretty much about it. Pills and cutting myself. Pills was a big thing. I thought it was a lot easier to go. Cutting, it didn't work out so well. I just have the scars to prove it, but I don't have... the scars are kind of still there. I know there are. People don't know. Mentally, the scars are always going to be there. It's going to suck. And that's just what I have to deal with. I don't know. It's tough to talk about. But, I'd rather talk about it to somebody that will be helped by it, rather than somebody that is trying to help me. It's weird because I don't do so well with people trying to help me. I've gone through therapists, counseling, group counseling, psychologists, not psychoanalysts. These therapists, psychiatrists. Yeah, psychiatrist, psychologist, therapy, group therapy, and medicine, of course, medication. For me, it just hasn't helped. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this podcast will. Maybe this podcast will be the breaker, and I will never feel sad again. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, train of thought again. Okay, so newest temptations to fail at life. Seems I failed at failing. Is that possible? To fail at failing. Is that like the lowest you could go, right? You're like, I failed at failing. Quit at quitting? No. I quit. No, sorry. I fell at failing. Okay. So apparently it is living proof, and there's a few people that are happy that I failed at that. The suicide. There's a few people that, care. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a few people. So, strange to think someone is happy I failed, but I mean, at this particular activity. Suicide is not an activity, I guess. I don't know what it is, but people are glad I failed at it, I guess. I don't know. But who actually wins at suicide? Nobody does. Well, okay, sorry. The coroners, they dissect your body and be like, look, I get another victim? I don't know. More money for them. Possibly the grave diggers, sure. And if you're cremated, then those who cremate you, yes. Okay, so there's only about 3 groups of people who have made a life from death. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Organ donor people? Yeah, so people that you get your organs to, they also live from you dying. Okay, anyway. That's not something to really look forward to, So those are a few people out there. Those who actually care and love you lose. And I'm not talking about second place blue ribbon lose, like, oh, well, whatever, it happened. I'm talking about loss of motivation. People will just cry and cry and cry and you can't stop. Tons of grieving, manic depressive, catatonic state, losing. Like, people will just shut down. Like, I've shut down before. It's not a fun thing to do. And this episode's going to be really short, apparently. I'm on this episode, this app called Spreaker, Spreaker Studio. It allows you to record about 15 minutes, so it's going to be a really short episode. But I'll get out there what I can, and then if you need more information, you're always welcome to email me at joshmihal@gmail.com, joshmihal@gmail.com, or my Facebook, where you see this, look for that also, joshmihal. Josh Mihal at Facebook. Many of you don't know this about me, but I was committed many years ago. See, on my own accord, I did it by myself. I needed to get out. I needed to get out of life for a bit. My life wasn't really going as planned. I was in a relationship, had my own car, my own place, and a job that I kind of liked. So you can see how shitty it was, right? See, there's the language. Ooh. PG-13. Okay, so now I know people are like, that's not a shitty life. What are you talking about? No, that's because I never really let people in. I still kind of don't let people in. Only certain people know, hey, I'm depressed today. I'm going to tell you. I put on a front always. So it was a mess. It still is a mess, of course. I just really call it oh man, it's a really good word too. Oh shoot. Organized chaos. There we go. I don't think it's even that. I think it's less than that. But whatevs. Yeah, look at that slang, yo. Slang, yo. More slang. Okay, so my life was, to me, shitty. But other people, if they looked from the outside in, they're like, oh, your life's okay. Balance, whatever. I had money. I had a car. I had my own place. but I was not happy. I still not happy today, but I deal with it more. My boys, I have 2 boys, 2 little boys. They're awesome. My wife is awesome. They help me. My wife tries to understand. It's hard for her, I know. I think it's hard for anybody to understand what I go through. Because you're not me, and that's fine. You go through your own shit, I go through my own shit, whatever. So my boys, get back to my boys. My boys! Sorry. I'm actually rambling through and trying to speed up things, but we'll just continue this on another podcast too. I'll run out of time here. The last minute and a half or so, I'm going to do some, a little bit of a, not ad placement per se, but, people like, that like this music you can hear in the background, where it's from. This is Eden View. The album is called It's About Time. They're an awesome band. Check them out. This current song right now is Something I Recommend. That's what the song is. The last one was Road to Nowhere. Previous to that was Price of Rome and The Rabbit Hole. They're a great band. I recommend checking them out on iTunes, Amazon, pretty much anywhere that streams music. Check them out. Eden View. Edenview. Okay, so back to the story here. Little ad play. Yeah, so I have suffered from negative thought patterns. Not manic depressive, but severe depression, as well as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I was in the military at the time, but didn't make it all the way through. But that's not what it's from. It's from any kind of traumatic stress. It's PTSD. My father died when I was younger. There's another podcast previous to this one that explains like what happened and what I've gone through. Well, no, it actually explains. No, it explains. It's like an anecdote. Yeah, that's an anecdote of what happened. He was my father. Damn, he's my hero. I mean, he still is, of course. He believes in heaven, so I believe he's in heaven. That's pretty much how it goes. Whatever you believe in, that's where you're going. I don't necessarily believe in heaven, but that's just me. A different podcast. So, anyway, I suffer from PTSD, severe depression, negative thought patterns. There's a lot of stuff. My head is just crazy. But I could say that because I am crazy. So if you're crazy, you could say you're crazy. Is it like if you're Jewish, you could say Jewish jokes? Maybe that's not the thing. Same thing. Maybe that's really racist of me to say. I apologize to any Jewish listeners out there. Hebrew listeners? Jewish listeners. Okay, sorry. I apologize to you in advance if that offends you. That's not my ordeal. But I mean, my boys. Sorry, back to my boys. See how the train of thought works? Back to my boys. So they're like my rocks right now. My wife is my rock. They're doing what they can to help me out. It's like when they say, my youngest is just like jibber jabber babble, but it's fine. It's awesome. Makes me smile every so often. So a few seconds of happiness a day is good. My oldest says, love you, daddy. He's good at that. They both don't have a grasp on the English language very well, but my oldest is obviously better than my youngest. But it's funny to listen to them and watch them grow. Oh my god, 1 minute and 39 seconds. This is real. I need to upgrade. Tell my story. Okay, so anyway, they're my rocks. They help me out so much. They smile, and for that brief second, it like lights up my world, and it's awesome. And I feel like we're going to be ending the podcast so soon. Wow. That sucks. But yeah. So, I'm going to have to actually, this is like an intro to the episode, I guess. I'll go ahead and outro it here so I don't just get cut off. This current song is playing. It's called Glass off of Eden View album. And the album again is called It's Almost Time. A great band. Great vocalist. Great band. Right now they're kind of separated, but they're going to be back together soon, hopefully, for a concert. I mean, come on, guys. Anyways, 40 seconds left in the podcast. Not even that. I'm going to just end it here soon. But I will get into the next episode. We'll go ahead and continue this. It'll be the beginning story of, I was in the mental hospital. I committed myself for several reasons, but we'll get into that next episode. Thank you for listening to Open the Door. A podcast about personal matters, what matters to you personally. And again, you can reach me at joshmihal@gmail.com. JOSHMIHAL@gmail.com. And also on Facebook. Talk to you then.